Last month, OpenAI made its biggest announcement. It is giving free access to its most powerful model, GPT 5.6 Soul Pro, for an entire year. Not a trial, not a discount, completely free. And they are giving it exclusively to researchers. They are rolling it out to 10,000 researchers this summer and expanding it to 100,000 by 2027. And the reason they are doing it is because ChatGPT has changed a lot in the last few months, but still, most researchers are using it as a basic chat tool. Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Neha Agrawal. I'm the founder of WiseUp, and on this channel, I make videos for PhDs, researchers, and professors so that they can publish their paper and learn how to use AI tools for their research. And today, we are doing a ChatGPT deep dive. We're going to talk about projects, deep research, new ChatGPT work, and many other features that most researchers don't even know exist yet. Now, before we touch any new feature, I think it's worth re-looking at the interface of ChatGPT because now we have different modes for different use cases. First, we have the regular chat, which most of you are accustomed with, and this is where we can have one-off conversations. After that, we have plugins, and this is where you can connect external apps like Gmail, Google Drive, Notion, and even research-specific apps like Consensus to perform a specific task. After that, we have projects, which is like a dedicated workspace that holds your files and memory together so that you don't have to give that same context over and over again. And finally, we have ChatGPT Work, which is a newer, more structured surface built for pulling together your notes, drafts, files, everything together and then performing multi-level tasks. But this is available for paid plans only. So first, let's start by learning about projects. Now, if you've been using chats all this while, then I think this is the simplest upgrade that you can make. Say, for example, you're working on your research thesis and there are a couple of things you would like to ask ChatGPT. So now, instead of having individual chats, what you should do is create a project. So if you see on my screen right now, I'm on ChatGPT and on my left bar, I have the projects option. I click on the plus icon and now here I can enter my project name, which is going to be my thesis title, and I'm going to click on create a project. And now if you see, once my project is created, there is an option of sources. And this is where I can add all the relevant files. So I can add my research papers, any rough notes, any university guidelines, or any other thing that I want ChatGPT to remember about my thesis. And the next time that I have any chat within the project, say for example here, I'm talking about a particular methodology that I want to develop, or how should I write my research synopsis, for every conversation that I have, ChatGPT is going to remember all the context, all the information without me having to explain everything every single time or without me having to upload the PDFs again and again. Honestly, I think this is the single most useful feature in ChatGPT, especially for people who are doing long-running research. A PhD thesis takes months or sometimes even years, and projects is built exactly for that kind of a timeline. So now that we have a project set up, let's move on to the next feature, deep research. Say you're working on a research paper and you have a research question that you need an answer to. So here on ChatGPT, I go to a new chat, click on the plus icon and choose the deep research option. And now I can type my research question. Does intermittent fasting affect cognitive performance in adults? And now what deep research is going to do is that it doesn't give me an answer instantly. Instead, it goes out, runs multiple searches, scans many papers, which can involve research articles, government websites, company pages, blogs, articles, and after going through all that information, which can take roughly 5 to 30 minutes, it comes back to me with a detailed report along with relevant citations. Now, if I'm performing any general search which is not regarding my research study, then this is great because the report itself is very comprehensive, as you can see on my screen right now. But if we are performing a very specific research task and we want control over the kind of sources that it is referring to, then in that case, we can connect it to a specific plugin, Consensus. What is Consensus? Consensus is an academic search engine which has access to over 250 million plus peer-reviewed articles. And on Consensus, if you ask a research question, it gives you evidence-based answer by scanning through all those million PDFs. So now what we can do is we can connect ChatGPT with Consensus. So to do that, simply click on the plugins option, Search for consensus here. There are many other plugins available which you can go through and find the most relevant ones for you. But here we specifically want to connect consensus. So here I write consensus, and if you can see, I get this option. I click on install, and now because I already have an account on consensus, it connects immediately. So you can either create an account in advance or you'll be prompted here to create one if you're a new user. Now what I'm going to do is I go to a new chat. I choose my consensus plugin and I'm going to type this exact question. Use consensus to find peer-reviewed papers on intermittent fasting and cognitive performance. Prioritize systematic reviews and randomized control trials and give me the result in the form of a PDF report with appropriate citations. And now if you see, ChatGPT performs this exact search with the help of consensus, and the report that it is generated, which you can see, is very detailed, and I can be 100% sure that the information that it is giving me is from peer-reviewed sources only. Here, if you notice, I was also able to control the type of papers it is going to refer to, for example, systematic reviews and those that have randomized control trials. So now if you see, we are also able to perform literature reviews on ChatGPT, which was actually never possible earlier. Now, if you like the way I'm explaining the tool to you and you would like to learn more such research AI tools that can help you across the entire research workflow, right from literature review and data analysis to writing and publishing, along with receiving step-by-step demo of how to actually use it practically, then you can join me for my course on Master AI Tools for Research. I've put the link and discount coupon in the description below for you. So guys, till now we've covered projects, plugins, and deep research. And now I'm going to show you one of the most exciting features of ChatGPT, ChatGPT Work. ChatGPT Work is built differently from normal chat. It's meant for pulling together notes, references, and drafts into something closer to a finished document, and it's designed to work well with apps, teams, which matters if you want to do deep literature review, build a presentation, or work with your colleagues. Say, for example, you're working on a systematic review and you have 200 papers downloaded on the topic. Now, usually this means you'll have to go through each one of them manually, apply your inclusion-exclusion criteria, and screen all the papers yourself. Now, this is where ChatGPT Work can be genuinely useful. So here, if you see, to use ChatGPT Work, I have switched to the desktop app of ChatGPT. Reason being, I have all my papers downloaded onto the desktop and I don't want to upload everything on the platform. And now I can easily point ChatGPT to the particular folder that I wanted to work in and mention my inclusion-exclusion criteria, clearly explain how I want the result, and simply hit enter. And now I don't even need to be present in front of the screen because ChatGPT is going to work as my research assistant and perform this entire task for me. And if you notice, I have also made sure that the plugin consensus is connected to it so that it has enough knowledge, it has enough evidence to perform that inclusion-exclusion step. So if you see my screen right now, I have the output in the form of an Excel sheet where all the paper titles are clearly mentioned, the inclusion-exclusion criteria, why it was included, why it was excluded, along with the link to the papers, which I can refer to whenever I want. Now, another interesting feature that I've discovered recently is called writing block. Earlier, whenever we used to ask ChatGPT to perform any writing task for us, the output was given in the form of a plain chat text, and doing back and forth editing on it was very difficult. So now what ChatGPT has done is introduce something called as a writing block. So now that I ask ChatGPT to write something for me, it appears inside a formatted editable area where what I can do is simply select a particular sentence or a paragraph and ask ChatGPT to edit exactly that, making the whole writing part on ChatGPT very, very seamless. However, don't think that you can now write your research papers or thesis on ChatGPT. No, you still have to use academic writing AI tools like Jenny or PaperPal for that purpose. Reason being, ChatGPT is a general purpose AI tool, whereas the academic writing AI tools like Jenny and PaperPal have been trained on millions of research papers. So the kind of output they give you is much more scientifically accurate than what you will get from ChatGPT. But yes, for smaller writing tasks like writing an email to a professor or working on a cover letter, this writing block feature can be incredibly helpful. Now, the next feature, something a lot of you might not know about, is the study mode on ChatGPT. Now, usually when we have a doubt, what we do is put the question in chat and then ChatGPT gives us the answer either in a paragraph or an explanation. Now, when we switch to study mode, this is where ChatGPT actually tries to teach us in a more systematic manner and make sure that we understand the concept instead of just handing out the answer to us. So, say for example, you have to run a particular statistical analysis and you don't really understand what it is. So, in a normal chat, if you ask, explain mixed effects models, you'll get a solid explanation back that you can see, but it's still information being handed to you. Now, if you switch to study mode and type this exact same question, it breaks the concept down step by step, checks whether we are actually following along before it moves to the next part, and often asks us questions along the way that you can see instead of just giving me the answer. So this can also be quite helpful when you are studying some subjects and don't understand a concept, or if you come across some difficult technical terms during your research. So guys, that's all that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found this video on new ChatGPT features genuinely useful in a way that we as researchers can put to use. Now, there's so much more in ChatGPT that I couldn't fit into a single video, like how to schedule recurring tasks, the new library feature, how to build a literature review comparison table, and how to create full presentations and posters using ChatGPT's image and visual tools. So if you'd like me to make one more video on new ChatGPT features, then comment new ChatGPT video, and if I have more than 50 comments, I'll definitely make one for you. Now, if you wish to learn the fundamentals of research paper writing, how to choose a research topic, what are the different sections which go in a research paper, how to write each and every section to precision, and how to publish your paper in top impact factor journals, then you can join me for my course on A to Z of research writing and presentation. And if you wish to learn the top AI tools that are available for researchers today, how to utilize them practically in your research workflow and choose the best ones designed around your budget, then you can join me for my course on Master AI Tools for Research. I've put the link to both of them in the description below for you. And if you wish to try out the literature search AI tool Consensus, which we've used in this video today, to get peer-reviewed backed answers from ChatGPT, then I've put the link and discount coupon in the description below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.